Hey, Coach. Welcome to another live stream here with me, Sha-day Johnson, here in our group, the Automated and Abundant Coaches. Oh, I'm still so excited about that name. If you missed last week's live, you know that I renamed my Facebook group from the Paper Bell Society to Automated and Abundant Coaches because that is the community that we are building here. Coaches who are learning how to automate their business as well as how to be abundant. so, AKA, make money. So, in case we're meeting for the first time, hi, I'm Sha-day Johnson, and I'm the tech strategist for coaches. And I focus on teaching you how to streamline and automate your coaching business. And so, today's live is going to be all about the first task that I think you should automate in your coaching business. So, if you've been feeling like you have no idea where you want to start with automating your business, then you're in the right place because I'm going to tell you just the very first task. Super easy. It's going to save you a ton of time and it's going to make you and your clients super happy. So, um, be sure to say hi in the comments as you join. If you are watching live, I would love for you to say hashtag live. And if you're watching the replay, then say hashtag replay because I would appreciate that. And let me see. Let me go to make sure I have my chat open so I can see. Yay! So I see someone is here. Howdy. I love that. Howdy to you too. Thank you for joining. So let's talk about what is the first task that you should automate in your coaching business. For me, what I think it should be is scheduling. Scheduling is going, or automating your scheduling is going to save you so much time because let's take a trip. I'm just going to paint this picture, okay? So, like, let's say you are on Facebook and you are talking with a potential client, a lead in your DMs, right? Maybe you met them in a Facebook group, or maybe they reached out to you because they saw you posting and they're like, oh my gosh, I want to work with you. And so you're like, okay, let's go ahead and get you scheduled with a discovery call to see if we are a good fit to work together. So, what are you going to do? First question is going to be, okay, what time are you available? And they'll say, oh, I'm available, Friday. And you're like, okay, great. That works for me too. Well, where do you live? What time zone are you in? You'll say, oh, I'm in Eastern time, but you're in maybe Pacific time or in a totally, not in the US and you're in Europe or something. And then you're going to go back and forth to say, well, does 1 o'clock work? Does 5 o'clock work? Does 2 o'clock work? And it's possible to get clients that way. I'm not saying that, oh, if you're doing this manually, you're just never going to get clients because of course you can't. However, let's paint the picture with you automating your scheduling. So, same client or same potential client DMs you on Facebook to say, hey, I really want to work with you. And you say, okay, great. I have a discovery call that you can book. Here is the link to my calendar. What? See how that was literally one step, one message. It was so much easier to say, here's the link to my calendar. All they have to do is click on it. It's going to have your availability set up. So if you went into your calendar scheduler and say, hey, I'm available on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 12 to 5 for this discovery call, your client is going to click on that link. They're going to see it in their time zone. And then they're going to be able to book a call with you. They'll pick the time, click confirm, and then the email automatically gets sent to them as well as to you with the Zoom room that you have to show up to, as well as the date and time. And then you can even set up reminders to go out with an automated scheduler. So that way, nobody forgets and everyone shows up to the same place at the same time. So, I think the automated way is way easier and a more seamless process than having to go back and forth determining what time you're in and then like a lot or what time you're available and a lot of time zone drama, right? So, I wrote down a few reasons why you should consider automating your scheduling. So, and then I'm also going to go over what tools you can use to get this done. So the first is, like I mentioned, it's going to create a smoother experience for both you and your client. And they're going to see you as like a professional, So, you know, when I said, hey, here's the link to my calendar, go ahead and pick a time that's best for you. That's gonna seem way more like together than someone who's just like, okay, well, what time are you available? And then having to do the whole back and forth thing. And then maybe they even drop off because they didn't check their messages or they just lost interest or who knows what. So, number one, it's going to create a way smoother client experience for you. Number two, setting up this automated scheduling is actually going to create some really healthy boundaries for you. So when you go into your scheduler and you say, hey, I'm available, you know, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at X times, and let's say someone reaches out to you to work with you, or even, an existing client to book a session, a lot of times, if you don't already have those set parameters of when you're available, you can easily get dragged into, okay, sure, I can meet with you on the weekend, or okay, sure, I can meet for you after, 5, which is my usual close my laptop time or something. So when you set up automated scheduling, it's automatically going to say, hey, I'm available this time. If it's not available, then I'm not available. Simple as that. So it's going to automatically make people fit into your boundaries. Now, of course, there's always going to be like an exception, and maybe you'll make an exception for someone here and there. But for the most part, because you're saying, here's the link to my calendar, you're already establishing this is when I'm available and also when I'm not available. And so the third benefit that I have here is that you're also going to avoid those time zone mistakes. So sometimes, you'll say, oh, yeah, we're meeting at 1 p.m., not realizing that you're in California and they're in London, and it's just, it ends up being not so great of a process if someone shows up to a Zoom and you're not there to coach them. So you're going to avoid that time zone drama. And lastly, number 4, you're going to reduce your no-shows. No-shows are kind of just part of, being someone who does or has sales calls for a living. Like that's just, usually it's unavoidable, or I should say sometimes it's unavoidable, but a lot of times those no-shows happen simply because someone forgot. And it's not anything against you personally. People have a lot going on. They, have families, they have responsibilities, they have a job, they have a business they're trying to run. So sometimes not everyone is as glued to their calendar as others. So when you have automated scheduling, like I mentioned before, you can set up those automatic reminders that will go out without you having to lift any extra fingers because you're just going to set it up once to say, okay, send out a reminder one day before, as well as an hour before, and even 15 minutes before. So that way you have the best chance of that person actually showing up to your call, and you did your due diligence automatically. So, like I said, automating your scheduling is the first task that you should consider automating in your coaching business. Now, what tools can you use to do that? So I have 2 of my favorite tools for scheduling. One is Calendly, and Calendly, it might be Calendly. I don't know how to pronounce it, but Calendly is what is called a standalone scheduler, meaning it scheduling is pretty much the only thing it does. Of course, there are some other features, especially now that they're growing. They are incorporating a few other things, like you can take payments and stuff. But for the most part, it is considered a standalone scheduler. It works really well. They do have a free payment. Free plan option as well as paid options for you to consider. But then my other preferred scheduler is Paperbell. And if you're watching this and you're in my Facebook group, then you already know I love Paperbell because it's the best tool, in my opinion, for coaches to use to run their business. Let me actually get my info up here. Hold on. Where is it? Oh my goodness. Why can't I find it? That's weird. I was looking to put up my oh, here we go. The link. So if you want to get started with Paperbell, you can go to sha-day.johnson.com/Paperbell, which is my affiliate link. And the reason why I love Paperbell is because, like I said, with Calendly, that's a standalone scheduler. However, Paperbell is considered an all-in-one tool that handles your scheduling, but it also handles payments, contracts, and client management for your coaching business. So whichever tool you go with, you're going to get so scheduling, the automated scheduling feature, but Paperbell offers those other additional features that really help you run your full business. So that is the first task that I think you should automate. Let me know in the comments if you're using one of these tools. Are you using Calendly? Are you using Paperbell? Or are you using something else? Because I would love to know. Let's see. I see that Harriet is here. Hi, Harriet. Good to see you. Thank you so much for joining. And then I see someone else is here live. Thank you so much. I love it. I love to see you guys live. And Harriet, you say you're using both. How are you using both? You're using both Calendly and Paperbell? I'm assuming you're probably going through a little transition. Because technically you don't need both, but if you're transitioning, I mean, obviously you can get it done. It's a little few extra steps. But let me know how you're using both and what's going on with that, because we want to get you just to one main thing, main tool. But yeah, so that is the first task that I think you should automate. Now, let me see if I have any other notes here. Okay, so, oh, okay. Harriet says I have two different types of businesses. That makes total sense then. Love it. Love it. Love this entrepreneur spirit, multiple businesses. That makes me so excited for you. Congratulations. So, if you have any questions about scheduling or automating your scheduling, and maybe you are considering a different tool to use besides the ones that I mentioned, there's tons of schedulers out there. Like I know there's Acuity, there's Book Like a Boss, there's oh, I can't even think of the other name, but there's one I'm thinking of in particular, but I can't think of its name right now. But there's lots of different ways you can go with this. But here in this group, Automated and Abundant Coaches, you can ask any questions that you have regarding any of the tech tools that you're using to run your business. I obviously have my favorites, but that's not to say you shouldn't be using some other tool. So I can definitely give you my feedback with what you're considering. Now, if you are looking to organize the back end of your coaching business and really get the tools and figure out the different tools that are needed to do the different tasks in your business, such as scheduling, as well as managing your clients and taking your payments and getting your contract signed and stuff. I actually went over all of that in depth during my 4-day challenge called the Backend Blueprint Challenge. And so I did that challenge back in June, but now the replay is available for you to buy for just $9. So if you want to get your hands on the replay of the Backend Blueprint, then you can go to sha-day.johnson.com/BB replay. That's like Backend Blueprint replay. And like I said, it's just $9 and it's 4 days of some really value packed lessons. Let me actually bring up what each day covers in case you have questions on that. Let's see. We're going to do back replay. Here we go. So let me share my screen. And like I said, because I see people hopping on, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments because I want to see your scheduling get automated because, girl, it's 2023. We don't have time to be doing things manually every day, right? Okay, so when you go to sha-day.johnson.com/BB replay, then you'll see this page where you can buy for $9. And so here's what each day covers. So, first day, you're going to learn how to create your dream coaching programs. With a coaching business, you got to have something to offer, right? You got to have something to sell. And so we'll go over that so you can get clarity on what type of coaching program you want to offer, as well as how you can actually deliver it. Um, Day two, we go over how to create a client onboarding workflow that you and your future clients will love, because we're going to walk through each step of the onboarding process, and I'm going to show you how you can actually automate it so you can save a ton of time. Day three, we go over how to actually pick and choose, your behind the scenes tech tools. You're going to learn my exact framework of tools that you need so you can sell your coaching programs to your dream clients with zero tech headaches. And then lastly, on day four, you're going to learn how to actually sell your programs while keeping up with existing clients. That's a big one, because once you actually start gaining some momentum and getting clients in the door, that is an amazing feeling and it's amazing time in your business. However, as the entrepreneur, we got to put that sales cap on, right? And we have to make sure we're actually still marketing ourselves and still doing what we need to do to keep new people in our pipeline, so that once one client finishes, we got one ready to take their spot, right, with no delay. So I go over my top tips for how to manage all of that, so you can be abundant and meet your revenue goals. So like I said, go to shadayjohnson.com/BB replay to get the replay to this backend blueprint challenge. I had so much fun doing this challenge, and I hope I can do it again in the future. But for now, you'll have to just watch the replay. All right. So thank you so much for joining me tonight. I appreciate everyone who showed up live. And if you're watching this replay, hello again. And thank you so much. If you haven't joined the Automated and Abundant Facebook or Automated and Abundant Coaches Facebook group, then definitely do that. You can just search that name on Facebook. But if you also go to shadayjohnson.com/group, it's going to take you directly to there as well. And lastly, if you are watching this, go ahead and give this a like. I never asked for that, but it dawned on me. I'm like, yeah, I never asked people for likes. But if you like this video, it really helps me, so more people can see it and benefit from this information. And if you really, really loved it, then you should share it. Share it with a coaching friend of yours. All right. So thank you so much for joining me. Let me just take one last look at the chat to make sure I didn't miss anything. Let's see. Oh, someone does have a question. Okay. Let's see. Okay, hold on. Let me read this, because it says, I have a question about Stripe. I have set it up as far as I can tell, but how do I know it will work the first time, which would mean I set it up correctly? Should I run a payment of like $1 through it? Yes, that's exactly what I did, honestly. There might be a more, a cheaper way to do it. Or a free way to do it, I should say. But literally, when I set up my Stripe for the first time, I just, whatever I was selling back then when I did that, I just set up a, what's it called? A coupon for my, like a discount code for the thing that I was selling, so that it would only be $1. And I actually purchased it myself and then saw the funds come through and get transferred to my account. So that is definitely something you can do. All right. So thank you for that question. I love all the tech questions. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you in the next live. Bye.